Hello to anyone and everyone who may be watching. I am the War Squid, and in this video we are going to jump right into the second Soviet campaign here on Red Alert 2. We're going to jump right into the next mission right from the end screen where we were brought after the first mission. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the cutscene video and then right into the gameplay.
Congratulations, Comrade General. See how the American President Dugan ducks for cover. This is the coastal state of Florida. The Americans have a big naval base in the area. They could strike anywhere from New York to Havana. Comrade, you will need to build a naval base of your own with submarines to keep the weak Allied Navy from reaching open sea. General Vladimir, who needs no introduction, will oversee the operation and provide you with support from his command ship. До свидания. Good luck.
But of course, comrade, show us what you can do. But don't think that I will allow you to order me around. Romanov can say what he likes. Out there, you follow me, and I will be watching you every step of the way.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by. New mission objective received.
So we are going to begin by forcing a beach landing here.
Unit from battle
And
control.
we have quite a few
online.
landing craft
Unit
that are going to come
promoted.
in and drop off some forces here for us.
Waiting orders and out. On conflict. Waiting orders.
Now we really have to take out our fuel
Order
pillboxes
received.
on the beach there.
For Mother Russia.
Reinforcements have arrived.
After we
Unit
do that,
lost.
we're going to get another landing
Vehicle
craft
reporting.
right
Changing
there. He's
position.
going to come here and drop off our MCV,
Comrade,
our mobile
you are
construction
sure?
vehicle.
For Mother Russia.
And with that, we're going to be able to begin constructing our base. We're going to deploy him right where he comes off of that landing craft here.
Building.
Order. You are sure? For
Unit new mission objective received.
Moving out. Order received. Da.
Construction complete.
Comrade, you are sure?
So not a very difficult
New construction
beach landing there.
options.
We're going to have access to a
Building.
very limited number of
Comrade,
buildings
da.
and other technology similar to the first mission.
Moving out.
We're
Comrade. Moving out.
going to start just by simply building up our
Order
base
received.
here. Obviously, starting with our Tesla reactor, our power plant there.
Order
I'm going to
received.
go into constructing my ore refinery next to start building up
Vehicle
some
reporting.
resources.
Moving.
We started with a very low number of resources. I think it started with 5,000 right off the bat.
Location confirmed.
And
Moving,
while I
moving.
begin to build up this
Changing
base, I'm going to
position.
take a couple rhino tanks
Changing
and just start
position.
exploring some of this
Moving.
unrevealed
Location
terrain here.
confirmed. Changing position.
Construction complete. New construction options. Incoming transmission.
Ready, location confirmed.
Comrade General, General Vladimir is calling for you to clear out coastal defenses. It could be a good time for you to build up your...
Turn down the sound slightly. I think I'm going to turn down the voice volume and the sound volume just a tick. And that should have saved right there. Perfect. That should
Naval
mix with the
base.
audio a little better.
Construction complete. Warning, enemy fleet detected. Building.
Changing position. Changing position.
So, right off the bat, by exploring this unrevealed
rally
terrain,
point
we see that we have
Training.
the ability to take a few of
Construction
these
complete.
oil derricks there, which will provide additional
Unit
resources for
ready.
us. So I'm going to jump right into training some engineers to go do that.
Checking designs.
That's going to help
Building.
immensely.
Unit
Now we do have
ready.
access to a
Tools ready.
few more things compared to the previous mission. So we can build our naval
Construction
shipyard
complete.
and build some ships, which we have not
Building.
had access to up until this point in the campaign, and we can also construct our war factory here. Now we're very low on resources, so I want to slow my roll just a little
Construction
bit.
complete.
Changing position.
And while I wait for those resources to
Position. Location confirmed. Changing position.
go back up for me, I'm going to explore some more
Building
unrevealed
captured.
terrain. maybe a couple of sentry guns
Changing position.
next to my
Waiting orders.
oil derricks here, but other than that, I'm gonna
Location confirmed.
stand pat and let my resources build up a little bit.
Changing position. Moving. Changing position. Ready, changing position. Changing position. Location confirmed. Changing position. Location confirmed.
And I know our enemy
Location
base
confirmed.
on this particular mission is somewhere in this area. If you look at the
Location confirmed.
top right corner of your screen, it's somewhere down here, so I don't want to risk going too far south and
Location
entering the
confirmed.
perimeter because they'll send everything at this one tank here.
Location confirmed. Moving. Location confirmed.
So I'm not really seeing much of
Building.
anything on this particular map
Encountering enemy.
aside from these two oil derricks here.
Location changing position.
Construction complete.
I'm curious if there are any more tech buildings we can capture
Moving. Location confirmed.
this direction.
Location confirmed. Changing position. Changing position.
Doesn't look like there's going to be much of anything.
Changing position.
There's a crate right here, which is intriguing. Is that crate because that building was destroyed?
Our
Moving.
base is under
Changing
attack.
position.
Repairing.
That's interesting. I wonder if we get crates on this mission for each building that's destroyed. I'm going to test that theory.
Incoming transmission.
Now is the time to strike! Glory to the motherland!
But sir, we are not ready. Not enough submarines are built for...
Nonsense! I could destroy this American Navy with a little rubber dog.
Building.
Moving.
Incoming transmission.
Ready, comrade. Location.
General, it appears we might have underestimated Allied forces.
What are you waiting for, General? Do something!
Target sighted.
I'm going to test this theory. I'm going to see if I take out one of these buildings, if we get a crate for that.
Our base is under attack.
Encountering enemy.
It looks like they've sent destroyers right into my base. And ironically, these rhino tanks are taking care of them for me.
Yes, commander.
I've yet to even build my naval shipyard,
Target sighted. Yes, commander.
but it looks like we get a few submarines as reinforcements here. And I got my war factory finished.
New construction.
So I'm assuming that's only going to give us access to building the rhino tank. Oh, we got a few options, so we can build more war miners, rhino tanks, or flak tracks. So I don't think we've had access to a flak track yet.
New
So I'm
rally
going
point
to
established.
do a quick overview on what that
Vehicle reporting.
piece of technology does for us.
Unit ready.
It also does not look like we get a crate for destroying buildings, so I'm curious why there was a crate right there.
Location
But in any
confirmed.
case,
Waiting orders.
so this is what your flak track looks like. This is
Moving.
pretty
Location confirmed.
basic unit.
Location confirmed.
You can fit 5 infantry units inside and transport them accordingly,
Moving.
which I'll demonstrate here.
Waiting order. Changing position.
So you could take
Waiting order.
5 of our
Orders.
conscripts and
Waiting
put them in each flak track, and they will load individually here, load up inside of there.
Waiting
And at
orders.
that point, we can move him
Location
around
Location confirmed.
in the same way that we were before.
Location confirmed.
And then when you're ready to
Location confirmed.
remove those infantry units from that flak track, you simply hover that cursor over the flak track and left click, like so, and they'll come out.
Vehicle reporting.
These these particular units offer anti-air. So later in the campaign, when we see some aircraft head our direction, these flak tracks are a potential
Moving. Moving.
unit that we could use against that. And they also can fire at
Comrade, you are sure?
enemy units on the ground as well. So we'll demonstrate with this
Unit
barrel here.
Conscript report. Ready, comrade. Attacking.
Our base is under attack.
So they can destroy
Repairing.
units on the ground, and they can
Waiting
fire
order.
at
Position.
aircraft in the sky. So
Vehicle
these
moving.
these are good tools for
Location
multiple
confirmed.
purposes, which we'll get
Moving.
into as the campaign goes on. But in
Building.
any case, I'm going to
Moving.
proceed with
Location confirmed.
building my shipyard,
Ready, comrade.
and then from there we're just going to build a whole bunch of
Location confirmed.
submarines and go from there.
Conscript reporting. Vehicle reporting.
Construction complete. New construction options. The Typhoon attack sub is undetectable by normal Allied units, but look out for Allied dolphins and destroyers.
Vessel ready.
New
Ship
rally point
reporting.
established.
So the only thing we have access to at this very moment with our shipyard are the attack subs. There are
Repairing.
several more
Unit ready.
naval
Yes,
units that
Commander.
we can gain access to as we proceed through the campaign.
Yes, Commander.
But this is what we're going to start with here.
Yes, Commander.
And so currently these are undetected by...
Yes, Commander.
So, for example, if you had an enemy base right here on the shore,
Unit
and there was a
ready.
prism tower or another defensive structure,
Unit
these
repaired.
submarines are not visible to that. So they would not be able to fire upon your submarines, at least not right now.
Reporting.
Now the destroyers can see the submarines, and we'll see in a moment. This plane will take flight and
Unit
drop
ready.
a payload on top of your submarines.
Yes,
At that point,
Commander.
the submarine will emerge from the water, and he is visible
Yes,
to
Commander.
all other
Vessel ready.
potential units at that point. So when they start to receive damage, they take on damage. They do become visible. They lose that stealth factor. But
Yes,
Unit
Commander.
if
ready.
they're just kind of exploring
Vessel
terrain as far as the water goes, or
Our base is under attack.
traveling next to a shoreline or something, they are not visible so long as they are not taking damage. Or there are a select few units that can see them all the time, like I mentioned, such as the
Unit
destroyer
ready.
and
Cannot
the
deploy here.
dolphin, the trained dolphin, which we have not seen
Yes, Commander.
quite yet in the campaign.
Vehicle reporting. Target sighted.
Now, as far as this mission goes, I would highly, highly recommend taking advantage of these oil derricks here.
Unit ready.
I only currently have one ore miner working for me, and my resources shot way up.
Confirmed.
I've been hovering right around the 10,000 mark, if not
Changing
higher,
position. Location
for the majority of
confirmed.
this mission
Waiting orders. Location
after
confirmed.
taking these oil derricks here. So definitely highly recommend that. That's a very easy way to keep your resources where they need to be.
Reporting.
And I think all my submarines are constructed, at least as many as I decided to build. And we're going to see how far this gets us
Fire.
as far as taking out the naval
Ship reporting.
units that our opponent has. So as you can see, that plane drops a payload on these submarines, and at that moment they pop up above the surface of the water, and they, in that case, would be visible to any units that previously could not see them.
Close and fire. Target sighted. Yes, Commander. Fire at will. Yes, Commander. Ship reporting. Yes, Commander. Vessel ready. Yes, Commander. Ship reporting. Fire at will. Yes, Commander. Close and fire. Ship reporting. Close and fire. Vessel ready.
So far, this is a pretty successful attack.
Unit lost.
Yes, Commander. Vessel ready.
Just going to continue proceeding into this unrevealed terrain here, and pretty quickly we should run into the actual naval shipyard that our opponent has.
Fire at will. Ship reporting. Ship
Somewhere soon within this bay.
vessel ready.
See, these boats in particular are taking off towards what I would assume, yep, exactly right, is the naval shipyard trying to take repairs here.
Ship reporting. Target sighted.
But with those out of the way, now we're going to turn our fire onto the actual naval shipyard itself.
Ship reporting.
And that
Yes, Commander.
seems to be
Yes, Commander.
the entirety of the naval force. At least as far as we've seen so far. Our subs are able to travel through the water a little bit more into this unrevealed terrain, but there's not anything we're stumbling upon yet. So with that in mind, we're going to continue pushing this way
Order received.
with our ground forces, and eventually we're going to run into some scouts here.
Order received. You are sure?
Unit lost.
Holy cow.
You are sure?
Unit promoted. Unit repaired. Unit promoted. Repairing. Unit promoted. Unit lost. Unit promoted.
So if you get charged in the same way that we just were, it's definitely a huge advantage to concentrate your fire. If you select all your units at once and just continue moving through your enemy forces, clicking all of your units to attack the same thing, it seems as though your opponent, the AI, will kind of have a sporadic approach. They might have one tank firing at one of your units and another tank firing at another, and so on. So just concentrating your fire and efficiently taking out your opponents gives you the advantage there, as we just saw. Oh.
Unit lost.
Encountering enemy.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Target sighted. Ready, comrade.
And they're going to send
Construction complete.
more tanks our direction as kind of a last attempt. Not too concerned about that.
Moving out.
Unit lost.
Attacking. Target sighted.
And I believe the opponent just sold everything
We will bury them.
and gave up by the looks of it.
We will bury them.
And
Changing position.
in terms of everything
Moving.
heading towards me at once like that, and it looks like that was the case.
Location
Their
confirmed.
base stretched
Moving.
all the way down
Changing
south,
position. Moving.
but they've seemed to have sold everything, and now I
Changing
believe the only thing remaining to take out are these ore miners here.
Encountering
I'm
enemy.
not sure where they're running off to.
Waiting orders.
I still haven't seen any
Reporting.
naval units pop out of this unrevealed terrain either. So I'm pretty confident that the only thing we have remaining are these ore miners here. And they're just running from us is all. We just gotta catch them.
For home country.
Oh, they're just gonna park right here.
For home country.
Convenient. So I believe once we take these guys out, that's gonna conclude this mission.
Conscript reporting. Conscript reporting. Attacking, comrade.
Unit promoted.
Yep,
Mission accomplished.
exactly right. So on that mission, you just have to simply destroy all of the enemy's units and structures. You have to completely eliminate your enemy. So there's kind of two-pronged attack that works the best, both with ground forces and with submarines to take out their naval forces. As you can see, we were able to do that in 16 minutes and 29 seconds compared to the par time of 35 seconds in the bottom left corner here. So that is really all there is to it for the second mission in the Soviet campaign. In the next video, we're going to just keep on going with this campaign here and proceed with the third mission. So I will see you in the next one.